Hi, I'm Kevin Eikenberry, and I'm here to help you reach your potential as a leader and a human being. Welcome to Remarkable TV. Today we're talking about the power of positive perspective. Are you ready? Let's get started. If you've watched any of these videos before or read any of things I've written over the years, you probably would guess that I'm a positive and optimistic person, and that's true. That is my general way of thinking about the world, but I am not that guy. Wah! Life is awesome! Can't everybody just get along? Like, that's not me. And here's what I've learned in my life is that all of the really successful people, however you want to define success, that I've met in my life or observed in my life or read about in my life they might not all be quite optimistic, but they are clearly what I would call having a positive perspective. I'd like to hope that that's what I have, is a positive perspective. I think it's a more accurate way to describe my frame of mind, and I think it's the one that we all should or could work towards. So what do I mean? Having a positive perspective does not mean that we're denying problems. It doesn't mean that we're ignoring the negative things around us or in our future. It does not mean that we are moving forward blindly, and it certainly doesn't mean spin. What it does mean is that we're seeing the full picture of the future, that we're seeing opportunity as well as potential problems, that we're building a plan to make the most of whatever is in front of us. See, I believe that if you have a positive perspective, it's extremely powerful, and it's based on two beliefs. And those beliefs are the future can be better than the present, and I can shape the future. Now, notice I didn't say I can create the future, but I can shape it. Not everything is in our ability to control, but I believe that the positive perspective says that I believe I can shape it. I can have impact on what the future might hold. Now, you may say, okay, Kevin, that's all just fine, but I want to give you a flip side view of that. How would you like to be led by the person who has the opposite of that? By the person that doesn't think that change can happen, that only sees problems and worries about everything, that isn't sure their team could really make any difference. Is that the leader you want to follow? Is that the leader you want to be? Is that a person that's going to make a positive difference? I say no. Now, as you think about this idea of the positive perspective, I think it's hard to argue with its power. But you may be saying, well, Kevin, I'm not like you. I'm not naturally optimistic or whatever else. The reason this is such a useful concept is it isn't just about a habit of I'm positive or I look at the world as in the sunny side or whatever. It is a habit that we can change because it's based on those two beliefs. If you want to have a more positive perspective, consider those two beliefs. The future can be better than the present, and I can shape the future. And so if you want to have a more positive perspective, work on those two beliefs. Work on creating a habit of thinking about the world through the lens of those two beliefs. And if you do that, you'll see more of this power in your life and in your work. Let me close with today's tweet. The most successful people in the world might not be optimistic all of the time, but they do have a positive perspective about the future. I am positive that if you come back here every week for another episode of Remarkable TV, that you will have good things happen. If we share profoundly true things here, we hopefully will entertain you and will give you insights and ideas to be a more effective leader and a more effective human being. Just what I promise at the beginning of each episode. And yep, there's well over 200 of these as I'm recording this available to go back, but that may be overwhelming. Just subscribe on the links available here and you can get a new episode from me every week. And I will be back here next week with another episode of Remarkable TV.